Right now, you are standing at the bottom of an invisible ocean. Gravity pulls on this massive ocean of gas, stacking miles of air molecules directly on top of your shoulders. That heavy physical burden is what we call atmospheric pressure. Your biology expects exactly this amount of compression. Every beat of your heart and the natural tension in your blood vessels are perfectly calibrated to push outward against this thick air environment. But climb higher, and you leave that protective weight behind. You shed miles of overhead air, stripping away the external pressure your body relies on. Surviving this ascent forces your internal plumbing to instantly recognize and overcompensate for a rapidly vanishing external force. By the time you reach an elevation of 1,600 meters, the barometric pressure has already followed a steep curve of exponential decay. The air still contains 21% oxygen. But because there is less atmospheric weight pressing down on it, those specific oxygen molecules spread further apart. This animation illustrates the drop in what physicists call partial pressure. Take a breath at sea level, and your lungs pack in a dense cluster of oxygen. Take that exact same physical volume of air at altitude, and you capture far fewer molecules. Your body detects this missing fuel within minutes. Receptors in your kidneys and the carotid bodies in your neck sense the low oxygen and throw a systemic alarm. The sympathetic nervous system takes over. It floods your bloodstream with adrenaline, forcibly spiking your heart rate to circulate the limited oxygen faster. To force this thin, oxygen-poor blood all the way up to your brain, your peripheral blood vessels tighten up. Squeezing these vessels acts like putting your thumb over a garden hose. It raises your blood pressure and keeps you conscious, but it forces your cardiovascular system to overwork just to maintain basic life support. At 2,000 meters, you hit a high mountain frontier, where the atmospheric pressure drops to roughly 80% of what you feel at sea level. This thermodynamic visual shows how the external physics of the environment have shifted. With a lighter lid of air pressing down, water molecules escape as steam much easier, boiling at 93 degrees Celsius instead of 100. To survive an environment where even water behaves differently, the human body has to rewrite its own internal chemistry. The kidneys launch a secondary, long-term response. They release a hormone called EPO, flooding your bone marrow with a single command: build millions of new red blood cells to catch whatever oxygen is left. This cross-section shows the hazard. The massive influx of red blood cells crowds out the plasma, severely increasing blood viscosity. With less liquid, stroke volume drops. Your heart must rapid-fire this thick sludge through glass-fin capillary networks. The body successfully upgrades its oxygen battery, but forces a mechanical strain on the entire circulatory system to do it. Look at a permanent high-altitude settlement like Denver, located right at the 1,600-meter mark. You might expect residents here to suffer constant cardiovascular failure from the pressure strain. Decades of medical data reveal the opposite. People who permanently acclimatize to this altitude tend to develop lower long-term blood pressure and highly resilient hearts. But that biological flexibility hits a hard wall. Push past 2,500 meters, and the widening gap between your high internal blood pressure and the thin outside air can force fluid to leak straight into your brain, causing dangerous swelling. The absolute limit of our hardware sits at 8,000 meters. Climbers call this the death zone. No human can acclimatize here. The available oxygen is so scarce that the body begins consuming its own tissues faster than it can repair them. We are highly adaptable creatures, capable of surviving harsh extremes. Yet every beat of our hearts remains inextricably tethered to the crushing weight of the sky above us.